To a surge of alarm and uncertainty on March 2nd, 2026, after Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps announced what it called a 10th wave of ballistic launches, identified as Kheibar Shekan, directed toward Israel. Iranian officials claimed the projectiles had penetrated several layers of Israel's air defense network and reached locations associated with the country's top leadership, including what Tehran described.
In the early hours of the night, radar operators across northern Israel suddenly saw something unusual. Multiple objects were moving across the sky at extreme speed. These were not drones. They were not aircraft. They were ballistic missiles.
An uncertainty on March 2nd, 2026, after Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps announced what it called a 10th wave of ballistic launches.
Within minutes, air raid sirens echoed across the city of Haifa as Israel's missile defense systems attempted to intercept the incoming threat.
Identified as Kheibar Shekan, directed toward Israel. Iranian officials claimed the projectiles had penetrated several layers of Israel's air defense network.
But one of the missiles continued descending toward a critical target, Israel's largest oil refining complex. Moments later, a powerful explosion lit up the industrial skyline of Haifa Bay. The missile that struck the facility was believed to be one of Iran's most advanced ballistic weapons,
and reached locations associated with the country's top leadership.
The Kheibar Shekan, and the target was the Bazan Group oil refinery, the largest energy processing facility in Israel. The refinery complex in Haifa Bay plays a crucial role in Israel's energy infrastructure. It processes millions of tons of crude oil every year. From this facility come essential fuels used across the country: gasoline for vehicles, diesel for industry, and perhaps, most importantly, aviation fuel.
In the hours that followed, international media outlets and social platforms were flooded with speculation, concern, and confusion.
Jet fuel refined here helps power both civilian aircraft and military aviation. That makes the facility not just an economic asset, but a strategic one. If a refinery like this is disrupted, the effects ripple through transportation, logistics, and military readiness. This is exactly why energy infrastructure often becomes a target during modern conflicts. Because fuel is the lifeblood of any nation's military machine. Without it, aircraft cannot fly, ships cannot sail, and armored units cannot move.
According to multiple reports, Tehran also claimed that among the sites reached were the Israeli Prime Minister's office and the headquarters of the Israeli Air Force Command.
The missile, believed to have struck the refinery, was the Kheibar Shekan, developed by Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, or IRGC. The name itself carries symbolic meaning. Kheibar refers to a historic battle in early Islamic history. Shekan roughly translates to breaker. Together, the name means something close to Kheibar, breaker. But beyond symbolism,
strategic messaging and information warfare often become major factors.
The missile represents a significant advancement in Iran's ballistic missile program. Unlike older Iranian missiles that used liquid fuel, the Kheibar Shekan is powered by solid fuel. This offers a major tactical advantage. Liquid fuel missiles require long preparation times before launch. Fuel must be loaded shortly before firing, which can take hours. During that time, launch sites are vulnerable to detection by satellites or drones. Solid fuel missiles are different. They can remain fueled and ready inside launchers for long periods. When the order comes, they can launch within minutes. That short reaction time makes them far harder to detect and destroy before launch. The Kheibar Shekan also has a range estimated at roughly 1,400 to 1,500 kilometers. That distance easily covers the span between Iran and Israel. But range is only part of the story. Modern ballistic missiles are designed to travel in a high-altitude arc, leaving the atmosphere before descending back toward their targets at extremely high speeds. During the final phase of flight, the missile re-enters the atmosphere and dives toward the target. At this stage, speeds can reach several kilometers per second. This makes interception extremely difficult. Missile defense systems must detect, track, and calculate the incoming trajectory within seconds. Israel operates one of the most advanced missile defense networks in the world. The system is layered, meaning different weapons defend against different threats. For short-range rockets and artillery, Israel uses the Iron Dome. For medium-range ballistic threats, the country relies on David's Sling. And for long-range ballistic missiles, Israel deploys the Arrow missile defense system. These systems are designed to work together, creating multiple layers of protection. But even the most advanced defense network cannot guarantee a perfect interception rate. Ballistic missiles travel incredibly fast, and when multiple missiles are launched simultaneously, defenses can become overwhelmed. When Iranian missiles were detected approaching Israeli airspace, defense batteries immediately activated. Tracking radars locked onto the incoming threats. Interceptors were launched in an attempt to destroy the missiles midair, but ballistic missile attacks often rely on speed and timing. Even if most missiles are intercepted, it only takes one to reach its target. And, according to reports, one missile managed to break through the defensive layers. It continued its descent toward Haifa Bay. The industrial zone below contained pipelines, storage tanks, and refining units connected to the Bazan Group refinery complex. When the missile struck, the blast damaged parts of the facility's infrastructure. Pipelines and transmission systems were among the areas affected. While the entire refinery was not destroyed, operations in parts of the complex were temporarily disrupted. Emergency crews and engineers rushed to contain fires and assess structural damage. Energy facilities are designed with safety systems to prevent catastrophic explosions. Even so, any damage to a refinery can take time to repair, and even a temporary shutdown can have ripple effects on fuel supply. The strike also carried a powerful strategic message. Energy facilities are among the most sensitive targets in modern warfare. They represent both economic power and military capability. Targeting a refinery sends a signal that critical infrastructure is vulnerable. It also raises the stakes of escalation between rival nations. For Iran, ballistic missile capabilities have long been a key part of its military strategy. The country faces limitations in traditional air power due to sanctions and aging aircraft fleets. As a result, Iran has invested heavily in missile technology. Ballistic missiles provide long-range strike capability without requiring aircraft to enter enemy airspace. And missiles can be launched from mobile platforms, making them difficult to locate. For Israel, the incident highlights the constant challenge of defending against evolving missile threats. Even with advanced defense systems, the sheer speed and complexity of ballistic missiles create enormous pressure on interception networks. Each attack becomes a test of technology, response time, and strategic planning. And as missile technology continues to advance, the balance between offense and defense becomes increasingly complex. The strike on the Haifa refinery was more than just a single missile attack. It represented a glimpse into the future of modern conflict, where long-range precision weapons can target critical infrastructure hundreds of kilometers away, where missiles launched from hidden locations can reach strategic targets within minutes, and where the battle between missile technology and missile defense continues to shape the security landscape of the Middle East. Because in today's world, wars are no longer fought only by armies on the ground. Sometimes, the most decisive weapons travel through the sky at hypersonic speeds, and by the time radar screens detect them, the clock to respond has already begun ticking.